Hey there guys, it's Jenna. So I'm going to start something brand new this week. Instead of doing my typical plan with me where I just talk about what I'm doing, the kits I'm using, how I'm doing it, which we've all seen about 700,000 times, I am going to be doing something new. I call it Storytime spreads. Ta-da! So for the first one, rather than telling you guys a specific story, I thought I would come out with some random facts about me. Let you guys kind of get to know me a little bit better. Sorry in advance. Okay. Before we jump into it, I just want to point out that I am using my Davy yearly undated planner and that I will be using this kit from OhSoWhimZey. I believe it's called Ghoul's Night Out. If not, I will correct that. Okay, anyways. All right, so random facts about me. Number 1. So I turned 40 this year. I thought it would be a lot more monumental than it was. It really wasn't that big of a deal. I kind of have a thing for even numbers, so I've got that going for me now. Number 2, I can't cook. Like, seriously, if it can't be microwaved in 2 minutes or less, it's just not happening. Thankfully, my husband is an amazing cook. He's making me lunch as we speak. And he loves to cook, whereas I hate it. I can't get on with cooking, which is weird because I enjoy almost every other creative endeavor, but cooking and me, we don't mesh. So I have this weird thing about not calling people by their given names. If I have a nickname for you, it's not because I don't remember what your name is. You can pretty much guarantee that it is because I like you. My kids obviously have legal names. Neither of them are ever called that. I can't remember the last time I called my husband by his first name. It was probably when I was mad at him. But yeah, it's a thing. I don't do it. So yes, we all know I am obsessed with Supernatural. While it's not news, I still wanted to put it on here because for anyone who might be new, hello, my name is Jenna. I have an obsession. My son and I have met so many of the cast members, and they are all just amazing. Even Mark Shepard, who has a reputation for kind of picking on kids. My son, Lachlan, his favorite character is Crowley, and we were able to go to the convention in Minneapolis on Mark's last tour with the cast. So he got to meet Crowley, and Mark was so nice to him. It was amazing. So I have a lot of allergies, including a stupid one for artificial cherry flavoring, which really sucks because cherries are one of my favorite things. Like, I don't know if this was a Arizona thing or if these are everywhere, but do you guys remember those, like, they always sold them in the gas stations. They were like Hostess pies. They had like a I won't call it bread because it wasn't, but they had like a crust and then they had the fruity insides, or I think they had chocolate ones. The cherry ones were always my favorite. And I believe it was one of those, actually. One day I had one when I was about 18, had a horrible reaction to it, and yeah, it turned out that I had developed an allergy to cherry flavoring. So when I was in my 20s, I bounced around a lot. I had a pretty crappy teen life. And in my 20s, I lived on the streets of South Carolina, Arizona, and Nevada. I have about 1 million stories and adventures from those times, so if you guys want me to pick one of those for a future Storytime spread, let me know. So one of the things I absolutely love to do is clean and rearrange furniture. It drives my husband crazy sometimes, but he's kind of learned to live with it after however long that we've been together. I don't get to do it very often anymore because stuff is so busy, but whenever I'm really stressed out, I like to just totally rearrange the furniture in a room. So I attended a different school every year except for 5th and 6th grade. So 5th and 6th grade, I was at the same school. Every other year was a different school. I had a horrific experience giving birth to my first child. That is another story. If you guys want to hear it, let's just say that the hospital ended up footing the bill for that entire stay. I've had a love for all things macabre since I was about 14. I was introduced at probably 7 or 8 to horror movies by my Aunt Phyllis, who I miss dearly. But I don't recommend letting your niece or nephew watch The Exorcist when they're 8. Personal experience, that's not really a good idea. So you guys know the movie Ghostbusters, 1980 something, the classic Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, that Ghostbusters. That song that plays when all the ghosts escape the containment facility at the end of the movie always makes my skin crawl. I don't know why. It's not a creepy song per se, but whenever I hear it, I just get this like twingy feeling. Even thinking about it, I can't. So for someone, i.e. me, who has such an addictive personality, I have never been into drugs or alcohol. This is likely due to my crippling emetophobia. I've had emetophobia for as long as I can remember. I'm actually part of a support group for it. Not that there has been a whole lot of advancement, but it's a tough one. I have had OCD for as long as I can remember. I watch Caleb, my 9-year-old, struggle through some of the same things that I went through because he's got it too diagnosed, and it kind of makes me feel like a shitty parent. Not because I did anything to encourage his behaviors, but because I know where he gets them from. But I know that he has a support system that I never did. Like, my family was never the let's correct something. It was always the let's pretend something doesn't exist. And I will never do that to Caleb. So I am 5'4". My husband is just about a foot taller than me at 6'3", and I have to stand on things to yell at him. I was once paid $5 to trace a picture of a vagina. I couldn't ride a bike until I was an adult. That's kind of a funny story too. I did learn, and I can ride a bike now, but I did not learn until I was older. I started playing classical violin when I was 10 years old. I love it. I loved it then, and the first song I ever played was called String Beans. I have been a member of 2 bands, one as a violinist and cellist, and one as a guitarist. I started playing the ukulele earlier this year. I don't get to do it near as much as I want to, but I absolutely love it when I do get a chance to practice. I can't stand the feeling of things touching my middle toes. It is such a peculiar thing to be squeamish about, but I can't handle it. So typically creative things, I can figure out a way to do them. So I'll see something and think, how can I do that? How can I make that my own creation? But stuff like fixing a car, I am useless. I mean, I don't like to be dirty for one, but just all the moving mechanical parts, they confuse me. So I loathe math with a blinding, fiery passion. I sucked at it when I was in school. I suck at it even harder trying to help my 4th grader do it. They do it differently now, and there are so many people who advocate for the Common Core program, but it confuses me. It confuses him. We get ragey, and that's that. So that's it, guys. By my count, that was 24 things about me, but I tend to ramble, so all right, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. You guys, let me know if you like this style of video. This was a lot of fun to put together, and I have a lot of really, really wacky stories from a misspent childhood that I would just love to share. So yeah, tell me in the comments if you guys want to see more videos like this. And if you have any other questions for other video content that you want to see, let me know. Hit me up. I'm always open to try to help and do what I can. And thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. Oh my gosh, this channel has just grown so much over the past couple of weeks. I'm so glad to have you guys here. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.